Shalom! Magandang araw sa lahat at welcome sa ating session number 25, chapter 3 of Sha'ar HaBitachon or Gate of Trust by Rabbeinu Bachya Ibn Pachuda. Itinuro ng ating Rabbi Michael Skobach and to be presented by yours truly, Nagid of Binay Noah Congregation Philippines of Noahide Nations. At gaya ng ating nakasanayan, bago natin simulan ang ating lesson, atin mo nang i-dedicate ang zekot ng ating pag-aaral sa lahat ng mga may karamdaman na alam natin, ating tandaan ng kanilang mga pangalan, at ialay ang ating pag-aaral sa kanilang refuah shlema o madaliang pagaling sa kanilang mga sakit. At sa kapayapaan at tagumpay ng Am Israel, no? At sa ating mga sarili, ating ding hilingin sa Hashem na tayo ay bigyan niya ng tulong upang madali nating maintindihan at di natin makalimutan, no, ang ating napag-aralan. So, previously, Rabbeinu Bachya Ibn Pachuda had gone through 5 explanations for why righteous people suffer, and 6 explanations of why sometimes wicked people might prosper. So, merong binigay sa atin na 5 explanation, no, kung bakit yung mga matutuwid na tao ay minsan nagkakaroon ng mga pagsubok or suffering. And meron ding 6 na explanation ang Rabbeinu Bachya kung bakit yung mga masasama ay minsan sila pa yung nagtatagumpay, no? Or sila yung nagpa-prosper, no? Yung mayaman at ang iba. However, these are only issues to the question. Yun talaga ang main topic natin is why it's necessary for people to work. Bakit daw kailangan nating magtrabaho habang tayo ay nabubuhay dito sa mundo. So basically, Rabbeinu Bachya gave us 2 reasons. Number 1 is we have to work so that Hashem can test people if they're going to be loyal to Him by observing His laws through the whole enterprise of working. So, ibig sabihin, gusto ng ating Hashem na tayo ay masubukan, no? He can test us. Kung talagang tayo ay manatiling loyal sa Kanya sa pamamagitan ng pagsunod sa kanyang mga batas, mga kautusan, habang tayo ay na-engage sa mga trabaho. So, number 2, we need to work to keep us from sin. Because if people's needs just showed up in front of their door, every day, they will do whatever they want for the rest of the day. So, ibig sabihin, kung yung mga pangangailangan natin ay sumusulpot na lang bigla, no, ay hindi na natin kailangan pagtrabahuan pa, so magiging bakante yung ating mga oras, no. So ang mangyari is we are prone to sin kasi marami na tayong naiisip at hindi na tayo nagiging busy, no. So those are the 2 main reasons why people need to work. Again, number 1, Hashem will be testing us kung tayo ba ay magiging mabuti, no, habang gumagawa ng trabaho or nag-engage sa business, no. Maraming temptasyon, pero pag nalagpasan natin yon, tayo ay nagpapakita ng loyalty, no, sa Kanya. So, we know that when there is loyalty, there is also a reward. So, pangalawa is para hindi tayo madaling magkaroon ng panahon pa na mabakante at maraming tentasyon na pwede tayong madala, no, dahil hindi tayo busy sa trabaho. So in our past session, we've learned that the way God runs the world is all through cause and effect, in which we are required to participate in the system by exerting effort to receive our sustenance. So nalaman natin na merong pamamaraan yung ating Creator, blessed be His name, no? Kung paano niya pinapatakbo ang mundo. So merong cause and effect, no? So meron talaga tayong gagawin. We have to participate in order for Him to give us our needs. So that is why we need to work. As a result of that work, as an effect, then we will be provided with our sustenance. So, what we will receive financially is not actually the result of the job. We have to remember that, no? Na hindi dahil sa ating mga hanapbuhay ay nagkakaroon tayo ng pera or we receive our financial sustenance. But because Hashem has decreed na tatanggapin natin yon, no? Sa every year on Rosh Hashanah. Okay? That is in the Talmud, no? Na God decides how much a person will earn for that particular year during Rosh Hashanah. Kaya naghahanda tayo before yung Rosh Hashanah, humingi tayo ng kapatawaran, at gumagawa tayo ng kabutihan upang tayo ay makareceive ng magandang paghahatol, no? So Hashem determines how much money you're going to make. However, it's not going to come just automatically, no? Yun lang din, no? May pan din yun, may kakibat din yun na kondisyon. Hindi ibig sabihin na meron siyang desisyon na ibigay sa atin yung ganong amount of money that we'll be earning, wala na rin tayong gagawin. So it does not just come automatically. We have to be part of the process and do something to receive that amount. So Rabino Bakya begins his discussion of choosing an occupation. So ito yun, no? Ang pag-aaralan natin is kung ano yung mga basihan sa pagpili ng ating hanapbuhay, no, or occupation. So, number one consideration is that no one has to pursue. We have to remember that no one has to pursue every possible occupation in order to make a living. Hindi kailangan na ating trabahuin ang lahat ng klaseng trabaho upang tayo ay magkaroon lamang ng sustenance, no? Or livelihood. So he advises people to find work that is suitable to one's nature. So ang advice niya sa atin is yung ating piliing trabaho ay yung mag-fit sa ating karakter or ating nature, no? So someone who is very strong physically. Kung isang tao ay malakas, no? Yung katawan niya, yung kaya niyang magbuhat ng mabibigat. So pero hindi naman siya gaano katalino, so he should engage in physically demanding work as much as he can handle. Okay? So yun yung basihan niya sa kanyang pagpili ng trabaho, no? On the other hand, someone who is weak physically but has a good mind, no? Matalino siya pero yung katawan niya hindi gaano kalakas, so he should avoid heavy physical work to avoid exhaustion to his body. Okay, so isa na yung mga criteria natin, no? Kung paano tayo pumili ng trabaho. It depends upon doon sa kakayahan din natin. Okay? So, the basic idea here is that a person should choose a vocation that fits him physically and intellectually. Okay? So the second consideration is that work should be something for which a person has inclination. Kung saan mas na-inclined, no? Or nababaling siya, no? O namamagnet siya doon sa ganong klaseng occupation or trabaho, no? Ibig sabihin, mas magaan sa kanyang pagkatao yung particular na trabaho nun. So, inclination meaning madali kang ma-fit in, no? Doon sa particular na kind of job. So, tsaka hilig, no? Hilig. Hilig mo din yung ganong klaseng mga ginagawa. You have interest and you have also talent, no? May talento ka din tungkol sa trabahong yon. So that is something that is compatible, no, to your personality. So Rabino Bachya teaches that these talents or interests that we have are implanted. Ito ay nilagay talaga ng Hashem sa atin, no? Sa ating pagkatao. Kasi ito yung isang basihan natin kung saan tayo dapat malagay. Kasi lahat ng tao may paglalagyan talaga, no? Kasi balance yung mundo. So every need in this world is may tao talagang naka-assign, no? So kaya meron tayong mga talents, meron tayong mga interest sa buhay dahil implanted yon ng Hashem sa atin. So in Tractate Berachot, page 43b, sabi ng Talmud tungkol sa kahulugan ng Ecclesiastes 3 verse 11. Sabi doon, God made everything beautiful in its time. So, explain ng Talmud that this refers to a person's occupation, which is pleasing and attractive to him. Yun, yung sinabi natin kanina, yung inclination, no? Something that attracts you, na ma-magnetize ka, no? Kasi yun talaga yung gustong gawin mo ng Hashem, no? Yun yung parang assignment mo dito sa mundo. So sabi rin ng Rashi o Rabbi Shlomo Yitzhaki, no? Hashem made that every single person's occupation is pleasing to them for the benefit of the world. So kaya tayo daw na-attract sa mga trabahong iyon dahil yon yung bagay na magbibigay ng or contribution natin sa mundo. Okay? Tawag doon is tikon na ulam, no? So that is our contribution in order to repair this world. Kasi talagang ginawa ng Hashem ang mundo na hindi perfecto para meron siyang merong gagawin ang tao. Bawat tao ay merong contribution to the benefit of the world. That's why we are attracted to different kinds of work. And He made the world lacking, no, of different kind of services para yung tao ay may paglalagyan talaga kung ano ang kanyang parte, no? That's why it's also said by the sages, no? We only come into this world pag na-determine ng Hashem na kakailanganin tayo dito, no? Yung kaluluwa, ilalagay niya sa isang mortal na katawan sa loob ng sinapupunan ng ating ina, then that will be the start of our journey, no? Then we are required to do what is necessary dito sa mundo based sa kung ano yung assignment na ibibigay niya. So, yun yung mga hint natin, no? Yung interest, yung talent, yung inclination natin, yun yung hint natin kung ano yung purpose natin dito sa mundo. So, habang ginagawa natin yung mga purpose natin, tayo rin ay sinusubukan, no? Tinitest tayo ng Hashem kung magiging loyal tayo sa pamamagitan ng pagsunod sa kanyang mga kautusan habang tayo ay ginagawa ang misyon natin sa buhay. Okay? So, Rabino Bachya maintains that if a person has a desire for a particular work because of his character and physical nature, this means that he is suitable to that, and they're able to bear the burden of that kind of work. Kahit na mahirap yung trabaho na yun, dahil yun yung pinaglagyan sa atin ng Hashem, nakakasurvive tayo, no? We can be able to sustain the burden of that work. The combination of his interest and attraction are signs, and therefore that kind of work should be chosen as his livelihood. So Rabino Bachya, however, said that no occupation is going to be perfect. So kahit na ito ay para sa iyo, pero hindi pa rin ito perpekto, no? Kasi wala namang bagay dito sa mundo na ginawang perpekto. Meron talagang pagkakataon na tayo ay ma-exercise natin yung tinatawag na free will. We will be choosing to do what is right and to do what is not right. Kaya that is why, no, the world is made into its state of imperfection. And dahan-dahan, ang tao mismo yung gagawa nito na maging perpekto hanggang sa may balik niya or may balik ng sangkatauhan ang pagiging perpekto ng mundo, pagiging paraiso ng mundo. Gaya nung sa sinaunang panahon nang binigay niya ito sa kay Adam and Eve. Okay? So, even if a person has a tremendous interest in that work, there always be something that annoys you about it. Meron talagang mga bagay na nagbibigay ng sakit ng ulo, nagbibigay ng mga pagsubok, dahil yun yung pamaraan ng Hashem upang tayo ay bigyan ng pagsubok, no? He will be testing us, no? So, but since Hashem determined and designed you for this field, then you should put up with it, even if there are parts of the job that drives you crazy, because on the brighter side, there are many good aspects of this job. No? Kahit na mayroong mga bagay na nagpapasakit ng ulo natin dahil ito ay binigay ng Hashem sa atin na line of work, no? So, meron pa rin tayo makikitang maganda tungkol sa trabaho na ito, no? So, if the job is not providing that income, ito, another consideration, no, yung income. We are expecting some kind of amount to receive, no, for our job. But, even though na hindi na-meet yung expectation natin, a person should not change his job instantly. Okay? So, hindi basta-basta tayong nagpapalit ng trabaho. Kasi, alam natin na lahat ng bagay na nangyayari sa buhay natin na nagbibigay ng sustenance ay galing kay Hashem yan. So, a person should trust that Hashem will use this job to provide for his needs because this is what Hashem has chosen for him. Kaya, hindi natin biglang inaalisan yung isang blessing na binigay sa atin. Again, success is only in the hands of Hashem. So, yung tagumpay ay hindi yon sa kamay natin. Gaya ng sinabi ng Hashem through the words of the prophets, no? Ang success or ang tagumpay ay siya yung nagde-decide kung sino yung magtatagumpay at sino yung hindi. So, why would you assume that if you switch jobs, you'll be more successful? So, hindi tayo pwede na mag-assume na or gawin nating basihan na kung tayo ay aalis sa trabaho, automatic na maging successful tayo sa susunod nating pagtatrabahuan. So, baka it's even worse, no? So, sometimes, yung akala natin na kung magpapalit tayo ng livelihood or hanap buhay or trabaho, tayo ay aasenso na. So, dapat nating tandaan na ang Hashem, no? It is God who determines success. So if you've chosen that job that is compatible to your nature, then you should have bitachon. Yung bitachon again, trust that Hashem will provide for you as long as you're doing what God has designed for you to do. So may design talaga ang bawat tao, no? Kung ano yung gustong ipagawa ng Hashem sa kanya dito sa mundo. So remember that you're making money because Hashem has decreed that you earn it. So you are not making money dahil sa pagiging magaling mo na ingenyero or doktor or abogado. So it's not that. It's only Hashem that allows you. Kasi kahit gaano mo pang hardworking, no? Kung hindi gusto ng Hashem na magkaroon ka ng magandang income or makontinue mo yung pagiging professional mo, so hindi rin yun mangyayari without the help of God, no? So now Rabino Bakya is going to discuss the concept of histadlut. So this is the Hebrew word for making an effort and how we are supposed to understand it, because again, it's the other side of bitachon. So sometimes, no, inaasa natin sa ating Hashem lahat, no? So that is trust. However, there is the other side, no? Yung tinatawag natin na histadlut. Aside from trusting God, we should also do effort, no? So you'll be asking yourself, if I trust in Hashem, what's the purpose of making effort, no? So yun yung tinatanong natin, no? Ako naman ay may tiwala sa ating Hashem. Bakit pa ako magtatrabaho? Yun yung tinatanong mo, no? Sa sarili mo. But basically, Rabino Bakya teaches that our attitude towards working should be that be putting effort into making a living. We are fulfilling a spiritual obligation. Okay? So, kaya pala, no, when we are doing work, no, it is fulfilling our spiritual obligation to God. Kasi nilagay niya yung tao sa mundo, so lahat, no, ay required na magtrabaho. No? Kahit anong trabaho ito, it depends upon your nature and upon your inclination and upon your talent and whatever it is. That's the basis na ikaw ay maging fit sa trabaho na yon. So, when you do that, you are fulfilling a spiritual obligation. So, this obligation goes all the way back to Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. We read in Genesis 2, verse 15, that Hashem took man after He created him and placed him in Gan Eden and charged him with liabda o lishemra, no? To work it and to guard it, no? So this assignment was given at the very beginning of creation. So yung pagtatrabaho ay simula pa yan, no? Binigyan na ng assignment yung tao na maging bantay, no? At trabahuin yung garden of Eden. So the requirement to engage in work is not a punishment, but it's a spiritual obligation and a part of the human condition. It's Hashem's will for how the world should operate in a system of cause and effect. So, hindi yun siya punishment lamang, no? Sa tao, kung hindi, yun talaga ay kondisyon ng pagiging tao na kailangan meron kang trabaho. So, Rabbi Bakya teaches that it's important for us to put or bear in mind that when we work, we are fulfilling a mitzvah. What is mitzvah? It's doing what's expected of us, no? Commandments and what is expected by God from us, no? Each individual. So therefore, when a person does a mitzvah and they're not really thinking about what they're doing, then they're not doing the mitzvah properly. So ito yun, no? Like for example, we are praying, we are doing a mitzvah. But we do not concentrate. Wala yung isip natin doon sa dasal. So, sabi ng Rabino Bakya, they are not doing the mitzvah properly. So, kung ano yung tinatrabaho natin, we should put into mind that we are doing an spiritual obligation. So, a person must be consciously aware of the fact that when they go to work, this is what Hashem intends for them to do. So, pag-ising mo sa umaga, then you put in mind that I have to work because Hashem wants me to work. So, when you do that, you are fulfilling a mitzvah. You are doing what God expects from you. So, it's not easy to do this, but it's precisely this consciousness which is able to transform the hours of work in a day into a spiritual activity directed by the Creator. So in Pirkei Avot, what we have learned previously, the ethics of the fathers or chapters of the fathers in chapter 2, Mishnah 12. Sabi doon, let all of your deeds be done for the sake of heaven. So Lishem Shamayim, no? So we are doing everything for the sake or in the name of heaven. So when a person engages in work to make a living for himself or for his family, whether he is successful or not, at least he tried, no? So by trying alone, they will be rewarded by God because of their intention of serving God. So yung pag-attempt natin, pag-try natin na magtrabaho, maghanap buhay, so that is already an intention that we want to serve God. Kasi service sa Kanya, meaning we are obeying His commandments, or we are doing what He is expecting from us. So in that way, we are already serving Him, no? Hindi naman talagang kailangan 24 hours ka doon sa loob ng silid dasalan, no? Para sabihin na you are serving God. By doing what He expects from you, it is already a part of serving God. So again, success is not in our control. Kaya hindi natin masiguro yung tagumpay, but it's only in God's hands. So nasa kamay niya lang yung pagtatagumpay ng isang tao. So when you go to work with the intention that you're doing God's will, then your trust in Him is complete. Yung bitakon natin maging kompleto kung yung ating isipan ay may lagay natin na nagtatrabaho tayo dahil gusto ng Hashem na tayo ay magtrabaho. Then in that way, kompleto yung ating bitakon or trust sa Kanya. No? So now we realize that our efforts are irrelevant. Hindi pala talaga yun yung basis ng success, no? Yung ating effort, yung ating pagsisikap. Yung effort natin are not that which produce our income. It is Hashem who allows how much we earn. Okay? So Rabino Bakya concludes this discussion by warning us not to make the mistake of thinking that our sustenance depends upon our job or career, and that if you lose that position or job, it will be impossible to you to make a living in some other way. So wag nating dapat talaga nating isipin na hindi yung ating hanap buhay or ating profesyon yung basihan kung bakit tayo kakaroon ng stable na hanap buhay, no? So, wag daw tayong magkakaroon ng mali sa pag-iisip tungkol doon, no? Don't make that mistake, sabi pa nga niya, no? You should realize that all avenues and all careers, as far as God is concerned, are equal. So lahat ng ating mga trabaho dito sa mundo, malaking trabaho man, no? Doktor, inyenyero, kahit janitor, hardinero, ay equal sa mata ng ating creator, blessed be His name. Kasi lahat ng trabaho na yun, siya yung nag-design nun. At bawat pangangailangan na yun ay may naka-assign talaga na tao. So, kaya kung ano man yung assignment natin, pagbutihan natin at ilayo natin yung sarili natin sa mga tentasyon. In that way, we are already serving God, no? So, let's say the job you're going to have now pays 20,000 less per year, sabi ng Rabino Bakya, no? So, for example, no, napalitan mo yung trabaho na meron ka is less paying doon sa previous mo na trabaho, no? Then, there are many ways that God has for making up the difference if you have bitachon. So, hindi yun kawalan sa iyo actually. Because maraming paraan ang Hashem na ibigay yun sa iyo yung kulang, no? So, pwede kanyang panalunin sa isang mga money producing rewarding na mga pamamaraan, no? So, yun, no? It's only but Hashem who provides us. Our job and our career are only instruments. Siya pa rin yung may hawak ng tagumpay. So, this concludes our study of chapter 3 of the Gate of Trust, and we will begin chapter 4 next session. So, again, sa lahat ng ating mga tagapagsubaybay, no, sa kasama natin sa Binaynawak Philippines at sa Philippine Army, I wish you all blessings of success, continuous livelihood, and of course, shalom, peace for each and every one of us. Litraot, see you all on our next session.